everyone, and welcome to English Pod. My name is Marco.
And I'm Erica.
How are you, Erica?
Marco, I'm doing really well. How about you?
I'm doing great. I'm really excited because today we're talking about travel.
That's right. We're going to give you some real English to talk about travel.
Exactly. English that you would use in everyday life, that you hear in movies and TV shows.
English people actually use.
Exactly. So why don't you tell us a little bit about this lesson for today?
Okay, so today we are going to listen as a husband and wife get ready to go on a trip.
All right, that sounds a little bit complicated.
Well, let's look at our two preview words.
Vocabulary preview.
Okay, so the first word that we have is road trip.
Road trip.
Road trip.
Road trip.
Okay, so road trips are really fun and interesting, right?
Road trips are great. You get to get in a car with your family and drive on a vacation.
Yeah, those are really fun, and they're really popular in North America.
Really popular. I've been on a million road trips.
All right, we'll talk about that a little bit later on. But now, let's take a look at our second word, and it's the car's packed.
The car's packed.
The car's packed.
The car is packed.
So when your car is packed, it means that...
everything you need is inside the car.
All right, so your bags, your food, everything that you need for your trip.
Exactly.
Perfect. Okay, so those were our two preview words, and now we are ready to listen to the dialogue for the first time.
Okay, this dialogue will be at normal speed. It will be fast, but don't worry if you don't understand everything.
After 10 minutes, we promise you will understand everything in this lesson.
So, are we all ready to go?
Yep, I think so. The car's packed, we have munchies and music, and the map's in the car.
Did you get the camera?
Got it. Did you fill up the tank?
Yep, it's all set.
You're sure we're not forgetting anything?
I'm sure. We've got all our bases covered.
Well, let's get going then. I love road trips. Do you think we can make a pit stop?
But we've only been on the road for 10 minutes.
I know, but I forgot to go to the bathroom before we left.
Well, she forgot to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, I hate it when this happens.
This happens to me on almost every road trip.
Okay, great. So now it's time for our language takeaway. We have 3 words for our language takeaway today.
Language takeaway.
And the first word is munchies.
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 So munchies are
Snacks.
snacks, food,
Food, chips,
chips, cookies,
chocolate bars.
all that good stuff.
I love munchies.
And they're really good when you're taking a road trip.
Indeed.
Okay, so let's take a look at our second language takeaway word for today, and it is fill up the tank.
Fill up the tank.
Fill up the tank.
Fill up the tank. So this is to
Put gas in your car.
put gas in the gas tank.
In the gas tank. Exactly.
All right, our last language takeaway today is
Pit stop.
pit stop.
Pit stop.
Make a pit stop.
It's a quick stop for you to get some gas, food, go to the bathroom.
Yeah, a pit stop, a quick stop.
Great, so now it's time for putting it together.
Putting it together.
Okay, so we have 2 great phrases for you today. Let's take a look at the first one.
We've got all our bases covered.
We've got all our bases covered.
We've got all our bases covered.
This is a really great phrase, and it's really useful, right?
Yeah, let's listen to a couple of examples.
Example 1.
We've got all our bases covered in case the hurricane hits.
Example 2.
Okay, I have my keys, wallet, and passport. Looks like I have all my bases covered.
Okay, it's clear now, but you can use this in a lot of different situations, right?
You can use this in many situations. If I'm at work, I could say, All right, we've got a really good marketing plan. We've got all our bases covered.
Exactly. You have everything ready.
You're all prepared.
Perfect. All right. Now let's take a look at our second phrase, and it's let's get going.
Let's get going.
Let's get going.
Let's get going.
All right. So when you say let's get going, it just means
Let's start.
let's start. Let's go.
Yep.
Okay. But the interesting thing about this phrase is you can change it a little bit and it means something different.
Let's listen to a couple of examples.
Example 1.
I have the chicken, so let's get cooking.
Example 2.
This house is really scary. Let's get out of here.
Example 3.
I have another meeting in 20 minutes, so let's get down to business.
So let's get down to business, Marco.
Let's get down to business. Let's listen to the dialogue one more time, but this time,
It'll be a little bit slower and you'll understand much better.
Hello and welcome to the English Podcast Zone. I'm so glad you're here today. Let's dive into one of the most exciting and relatable topics, traveling by car, or as many people love to call it, a road trip. There's something magical about jumping into your car, filling the trunk with luggage, grabbing your favorite snacks, and hitting the open road. Whether it's a short drive to a nearby town or a long adventure across several states, road trips offer freedom, fun, and lots of learning opportunities, especially for English learners. Now, let's talk about how to prepare for a road trip using real, useful English. A common phrase you might hear is, "The car is packed." This means all your luggage, food, music, and supplies are inside the car and you're ready to leave. Packed can also describe your suitcase or backpack.
For example, my bag is packed with clothes and toiletries. Learning how to use this word in different situations is very helpful. Another important phrase is "Are we all set?" or "We're all set."
These are informal ways to say everything is ready.
If someone asks, "Are we all set to go?" they mean, "Have we prepared everything?" You can respond, "Yes, we are all set,"
which shows confidence and readiness.
Speaking of preparation, don't forget to fill up the tank. That's an essential phrase, especially in North America, where road trips often involve long distances.
This simply means putting gas in your car.
You might hear someone say, "I need to fill up the tank before we leave," or "Make sure the tank is full." If you're renting a car, you might even see signs at rental offices that say, "Please return the car with a full tank." One thing people always talk about during a road trip is snacks, or in casual English, munchies.
Munchies can be anything from chips and cookies to trail mix or fruit. "Let's stop for some munchies" is a very natural phrase. In fact, preparing a snack bag before leaving is something many families and friends enjoy doing together. It adds excitement to the trip. Now let's learn a useful idiom. We've got all our bases covered. This phrase means you've thought of everything and made sure nothing is missing.
For example, you've packed your clothes, checked your map, filled up the car, brought your phone charger, and made hotel reservations. If you've done all that, you can proudly say, "We've got all our bases covered." This phrase can be used outside of travel, too, like for work projects or planning events. And finally, a great phrase to start your adventure is "Let's get going." It's simple, energetic, and used all the time. You can use it when you're ready to leave the house, start an activity, or begin a meeting. You could also change it slightly for other uses. "Let's get cooking," "Let's get started," or even "Let's get out of here." So, before we continue, remember these key phrases. The car is packed, fill up the tank, we are all set, munchies, we've got all our bases covered, and let's get going. These expressions are not just for your next road trip. They are part of real English that you'll hear and use in everyday life. Traveling by car isn't just about reaching your destination, it's also about the journey itself.
And part of that journey includes making small breaks along the way.
In English, we often call these breaks pit stops. This phrase originally comes from car racing, where cars stop briefly to refuel or get quick repairs. But in everyday life, a pit stop means a short stop during your trip, maybe for gas, snacks, or to use the bathroom. You might hear someone say, "Let's make a pit stop. I need some coffee," or "We made a quick pit stop to stretch our legs."
Now, when planning a road trip, organization is key. Before you even start the engine, it's helpful to make a checklist. This isn't just a good travel tip, it's also a great opportunity to use practical English. For example, say out loud what you're checking. Camera? Got it. Snacks? Packed. Map? In the glove compartment. Phone charger? Check. This kind of repetition not only helps you remember things, but also builds your speaking fluency. Another natural English expression you'll often hear is, did you remember to? You might say, did you remember to lock the door? Or did you remember to bring the tickets? These are great phrases to practice, especially when you're preparing for something important. It's also a good idea to practice giving quick answers, like yes, I did, or oops, I forgot. Let's also talk about using the word sure. It's a simple word but has different uses. For example, if someone asks, are you sure we are not forgetting anything? You can say, I'm sure. This phrase shows confidence. Or, if you're a little uncertain, you might say, I think so, or I hope not. Learning these small but important phrases helps you sound more natural and confident. Sometimes things don't go perfectly, like needing the bathroom just after the trip begins. This is a funny but very real moment that happens often. In English, a typical way to say this is, I forgot to go before we left. This phrase teaches you the structure forget to do something, which is used a lot. You can say, I forgot to bring my wallet, or I forgot to call my friend. Speaking of starting the journey, you might hear someone say, are we ready to hit the road? This is an informal way of saying, are we ready to leave? Hit the road is a fun and useful idiom. You can use it when you're about to begin any kind of trip. For example, it's getting late, let's hit the road, or we hit the road early to avoid traffic. Let's also practice a few simple travel-related verbs: pack, load, drive, stop, and go. These are everyday action words. You can say, I packed my suitcase, we loaded the car, she's driving today, we stopped for lunch, and let's go. These small words are powerful, and using them in different tenses can really help improve your grammar skills. A road trip is not just a journey through places, it's also a journey through language. As you travel and experience new things, you naturally use more English. You give directions, ask for things, make small talk, and describe what you see. This kind of learning is fun, real, and unforgettable. One of the great things about road trips is that they give you so many chances to use English in real situations. For example, when you stop at a gas station or a small store, you often need to ask questions politely. Learning how to do this clearly and naturally is an important part of English fluency. You might say, excuse me, where's the restroom? Or could I get a bottle of water, please? These are simple, polite sentences that show good manners and confidence. It's also very common to hear small talk when you're on the road, especially when traveling with friends or family. Small talk is light, friendly conversation that helps pass the time and build connection. You can start with easy questions like, what music should we play? Or do you remember our last trip? These kinds of questions keep the mood positive and the conversation flowing. When planning a longer road trip, you might also want to talk about your schedule. Useful time phrases include, we should arrive by noon, let's leave early in the morning, or we might get there late if there's traffic. Learning how to talk about time clearly is very important for travel. You can also practice using future tenses like we are going to stop at a rest area or we'll be there in about 2 hours. Another useful area of vocabulary is car-related terms. If you're traveling by car, it's good to know the parts of a car in English. For example, the trunk is the back part of the car where you put your luggage. The glove compartment is the small box in front of the passenger seat, often used for maps or documents. And the dashboard is the area with the controls and instruments. Knowing these terms helps you talk about your car and give clear directions. Now, let's focus on an important concept: being prepared. In English, there are many phrases to talk about preparation. One very common one is better safe than sorry. This means it's smart to be careful, even if it takes extra time. You might hear, let's double-check everything, better safe than sorry. Another helpful phrase is just in case, which means doing something as a precaution. For example, I packed an extra sweater, just in case it gets cold. You might also hear or say, I've got everything under control. This phrase means you're managing things well and don't need help. For instance, if your friend asks, "Do you need help with the bags?" you can say, "No thanks, I've got everything under control." It's a useful way to express confidence. As you travel, there might be surprises, traffic, weather changes, or getting a little lost. English has many natural expressions to handle these situations. For example, if there's a traffic jam, you can say, "Looks like we are stuck in traffic," or "Let's take another route." If you're not sure where you are, saying "I think we took a wrong turn" is common and useful. Finally, let's learn how to describe the scenery and your experience. Use phrases like "The view is amazing," "The countryside is beautiful," or "This place is so peaceful." These are simple but expressive ways to talk about what you see. Try to use adjectives like quiet, crowded, lovely, dusty, green, or bumpy to make your descriptions more colorful. Road trips are filled with learning opportunities, not just about places, but about how to express your thoughts and feelings in English. The more you notice, describe, and talk about, the stronger your language skills will become. Let's take a closer look at how road trips can help you become more confident in using English when dealing with real-life situations. One very helpful skill is giving and following directions. Imagine you're the passenger reading a map or using a GPS. You might say things like, "Turn left at the next light," "Take the second exit," or "Keep going straight for 2 miles." These phrases are not only useful on the road, they are also great practice for giving directions in cities, airports, or even inside buildings. Now, let's explore a few helpful verbs that are often used when driving or traveling. Pull over means to stop your car at the side of the road. You might say, "Let's pull over and take a break." Speed up means to drive faster, while slow down means to drive more carefully or reduce your speed. If there's a police car nearby, you'll often hear someone say, "Better slow down." These are small phrases, but they are very powerful and commonly used in conversation. Another area where road trips are useful for language learning is making decisions and solving problems. For example, imagine it starts raining heavily. You could say, "Should we wait it out?" or "Let's stop at the next gas station until it clears up." The phrase "wait it out" means to stay somewhere until a situation improves. Another common phrase is "play it by ear," which means to make decisions as things happen. For example, "We don't have a strict plan. We'll just play it by ear." This phrase shows flexibility and is often used when traveling. While you're on the road, talking about feelings and comfort is very common too. People often ask, "Are you comfortable back there?" or "Do you want to switch seats?" You might hear someone say, "It's too hot, can you turn on the AC?" or "I'm feeling carsick." The word carsick describes a sick feeling some people get while riding in a car. These expressions help you communicate your needs clearly and politely. Let's also talk about asking for help. This is very useful, especially if you're in an unfamiliar place. For example, if you stop at a small town and can't find the nearest gas station, you might ask, "Excuse me, is there a gas station nearby?" Or if your phone battery is low, you could say, "Is there somewhere I can charge my phone?" These are everyday sentences that English speakers use all the time, and practicing them will improve both your vocabulary and your confidence. A road trip is also a great opportunity to talk about food and meals. When people travel, food becomes an important part of the experience. Phrases like "Let's grab a bite to eat," "I'm starving," or "What's on the menu?" are great to know. Grab a bite is an informal way of saying get something to eat. You might also hear someone say, "Let's stop for lunch," or "I could use a coffee." These expressions are simple, but they sound very natural and are part of real-life English. As the road stretches on, it's also fun to talk about past trips and future plans. Use the past tense to describe old memories. "Last summer, we drove through the mountains," or "We visited a beautiful lake 3 years ago." Use future forms for plans. "We are going to visit the national park tomorrow," or "We'll probably stop in a small town for the night." Practicing different tenses like this makes your English much more flexible. Being on the road means dealing with both expected and unexpected things. You might say, "Everything's going smoothly," or "We hit a small delay." Going smoothly means that things are happening without problems. A delay is something that causes you to be late, like traffic or bad weather. These phrases help you describe your situation clearly. When you're in a car for a long time, learning to pass the time with English is also helpful. Try listening to music in English, repeating song lyrics,
or telling simple stories about your life. You could even practice pronunciation by reading road signs out loud. All of this helps train your ear, improve your memory, and grow your vocabulary naturally. Let's continue exploring how a road trip gives you the perfect chance to build your English skills in real time. One situation you might face during a trip is checking in at a hotel or motel. This offers many practical expressions you should know. For example, you might say, "I'd like to check in," or "We have a reservation under the name Thomas." If you're arriving without a reservation, you can ask, "Do you have any rooms available for tonight?" These are useful phrases not only for travel but also for learning how to speak politely and clearly in any service situation. When it comes to paying, there are a few expressions that come in handy. You can ask, "Do you take credit cards?" or "Is breakfast included?" These questions show good manners and help you get the information you need. It's also helpful to understand answers like, "Yes, breakfast is complimentary," which means it's free. Or "There's a $20 charge for parking," which means you have to pay extra for parking your car. Another useful area is talking about your preferences and needs. For example, if the room feels cold, you can say, "Can I get an extra blanket?" If the Wi-Fi isn't working, you could ask, "Is there another network I can use?" Learning to ask simple, clear questions like these makes you feel more in control and confident during any trip. Let's also talk about staying safe on the road. Safety vocabulary is important and often overlooked by English learners. You might hear someone say, "Buckle up," which means put on your seatbelt. Other important words include brake, headlights, windshield, and emergency kit. Knowing how to describe a situation like a flat tire or engine trouble is also helpful. You could say, "The car broke down," or "We need to call roadside assistance." These are phrases that are rarely taught in books, but they are very important in real life. Now let's add some colorful expressions that native speakers often use. A phrase like "running on empty" doesn't just mean the gas tank is low, it can also describe how you feel when you're very tired. For example, "We've been driving all day. I'm running on empty." Another fun expression is "hit the brakes," which literally means to stop the car quickly, but can also mean to slow down or stop doing something. For example, "We were about to leave, but then we hit the brakes when it started raining." When you're traveling with others, expressing opinions and making group decisions is part of the journey. Try using polite suggestion phrases like, "How about we stop for coffee?" or "Maybe we can explore that little town." You can agree by saying, "Sounds good," or "I'm in," and disagree politely with, "I'm not sure about that," or "Let's think about it." These expressions make group conversations smoother and more enjoyable. Also, don't forget to describe your experience. Saying things like, "This trip is amazing," or "That view took my breath away," helps you share emotions in English. Use a variety of adjectives to express yourself: incredible, relaxing, challenging, unexpected, peaceful. These words add depth to your storytelling and help listeners feel connected to your journey. Finally, as the day comes to a close on your road trip, you might find yourself talking about what you enjoyed the most. Phrases like "the best part of today was," or "what I'll never forget is," allow you to reflect and share memories. This is great practice for past tense and also for connecting emotionally in conversation. By experiencing each moment of the trip in English, whether you're checking into a motel, asking for help, or talking about your feelings, you're turning every mile into a step toward better language skills. As your journey continues, there's another wonderful part of road trips that's perfect for improving your English: talking about nature and the outdoors. When you drive through different regions, you often see forests, mountains, rivers, lakes, and wide open skies. Use this chance to practice descriptive language. Try phrases like, "The mountains look majestic," "The river is so calm," or "We passed through a beautiful forest." Describing what you see helps you learn new adjectives and strengthens your speaking fluency. When you stop at scenic spots, try using action verbs that bring energy to your language. For example, "We hiked up the hill," "We explored a small village," or "We walked along the lake." These verbs are simple, but very effective. Try to combine them with adverbs or prepositional phrases: "slowly walked along the trail," or "quickly hiked through the woods." These combinations improve the rhythm and richness of your speech. Now let's talk about taking pictures and capturing memories, something that happens on almost every trip. In English, people often say things like, "Let's take a selfie," Can you snap a photo of us? Or this place is picture perfect.
The word snap is a casual verb meaning to take a quick photo.
Another useful expression is say cheese.
Something we say before taking a photo to make people smile.
As you move through different areas, you might also talk about the weather.
This is a common topic in English conversation and one that you'll hear often.
Use expressions like, it's really sunny today, the sky is overcast, or looks like a storm is coming. You can also talk about how the weather makes you feel, this heat is exhausting, or I love this cool breeze. Weather words are useful because they are part of almost every casual conversation. Let's also cover a few polite social habits that come in handy when meeting people during your trip. If you stop at a local shop or small town, being friendly and polite goes a long way. You can say, hello, how are you?
Could you recommend a place to eat? Or this town is lovely.
When people give you directions or help, always say, thank you so much, or I really appreciate it. These phrases help build respect and kindness in your interactions. Another skill that travelers often use is checking online information. This involves using English on your phone or GPS. You might read signs or buttons like DTO, destination, estimated time of arrival, ETA, or recalculate route. These are all part of modern travel language, and knowing them helps you understand technology while you move from one place to another. And don't forget about music during a road trip. Music is more than entertainment. It can be a fun way to learn English. Choose songs with clear lyrics and sing along. This improves your pronunciation, rhythm, and vocabulary.
Many people also enjoy podcasts or audiobooks while driving.
You can listen to stories, conversations, or lessons to keep learning while on the move. Sometimes, unexpected things happen while traveling, like getting lost or taking a wrong turn. When this happens, try to use English to manage the situation. Say, I think we missed the exit, or let's ask someone for directions. These are normal, useful phrases. You can also express emotions like, I'm feeling a bit lost, or it's okay, we'll figure it out. Staying calm and using English in stressful moments is a great way to grow your confidence. Finally, as the day ends and you stop to rest, take a moment to reflect in English. Try saying aloud or writing down what happened during the day. We drove for 5 hours. We saw amazing landscapes. We met kind people. This kind of reflection helps you practice past tense and improve your storytelling ability. The beauty of travel is that every moment becomes a lesson. By thinking, speaking, and feeling in English during your journey, you're turning the road into your classroom. Let's now focus on another important part of traveling, dealing with unexpected changes or challenges. Road trips rarely go exactly as planned, and that's okay. In fact, these moments give you a chance to practice flexible, natural English. For example, if your route is blocked, you can say, looks like there's a detour, or we'll have to take a different road. A detour is a different route you take when the usual road is closed or blocked. Another useful expression is change of plans, like there's been a change of plans, we are staying an extra night.
You may also need to talk about car problems or travel delays.
If your car has trouble, you can say, the engine isn't working, the tire is flat, or we need to find a mechanic. These phrases help you explain the problem clearly. If you're running late, you can use expressions like, we are behind schedule, or we hit some traffic on the way. The word delay is useful too. There's been a delay due to construction. When things don't go well, it's helpful to know how to stay calm and express yourself in a polite, relaxed way. For example, if your hotel room isn't ready, you could say, no problem, we'll wait, or could you let us know when it's available?
Staying polite during small problems helps build good relationships and shows emotional control. Phrases like these things happen or it's not the end of the world show that you're flexible and understanding. Another big part of travel is using money. You might pay for food, hotels, fuel, or souvenirs. Use phrases like, how much is it? Or do you accept credit cards? When shopping at small places, it's polite to ask, do you have change for a 20? Or can I pay with cash? These short, clear questions make it easier to communicate and show respect for local customs. Traveling also offers a chance to practice expressing opinions and making comparisons. You might say, this town is much quieter than the last one, or I like this restaurant better. To agree, say, I think so too, or exactly. To disagree gently, try, I see what you mean, but I prefer the other place. These are natural ways to share your thoughts and be part of friendly conversations. When the journey starts to feel long, use English to talk about comfort and needs. Phrases like "let's stretch our legs," "I need a break," or "my back is sore" are helpful. You can also describe your mood. "I'm feeling tired," "this music lifts my spirits," or "I'm getting a little bored." These expressions help you share how you feel and invite others to respond. Another fun and useful way to practice English on the road is by observing signs, billboards, and store names. These often have short phrases, offers, or instructions. For example, "drive safely," "now open," "special offer," or "next rest area, 10 miles." Try reading them out loud or writing them down in a notebook. It's an easy way to pick up everyday vocabulary. Food is a huge part of any road trip experience, and talking about it helps you practice both nouns and adjectives. Instead of just saying good, try words like delicious, spicy, fresh, or crispy. You can say, "This sandwich is so fresh," or "the fries are really crispy." If something isn't great, say, "It's too salty for me," or "I think it's a bit bland." Learning how to describe tastes helps you sound more natural and expressive. Lastly, if you stop to meet people along the way, try asking about their local area. Say things like, "What's something special to see around here?" Or "Is there a place you recommend for dinner?" People are often happy to help, and these questions are friendly and practical. They also give you a chance to hear more natural English and practice listening to different accents and styles. Travel is full of opportunities for learning, growth, and joy. With every bump in the road or beautiful view, you're also strengthening your ability to communicate, solve problems, and connect with others, all in English. As your road trip winds down, it's a great time to reflect on everything you've learned, not just about places, but about language, communication, and personal growth. One of the most powerful tools you've gained is the ability to tell stories. Storytelling is at the heart of good English communication, and your travel experience is the perfect material. Use simple structures like, "First we drove through the hills, then we stopped at a small town, and finally, we reached the lake." This helps organize your ideas clearly and keeps listeners interested. When telling your travel story, try using linking words to connect your thoughts smoothly. Words like "after that," "next," "later on," and "in the end" give your story flow and rhythm. For example, "We got lost for a bit, but later on we found a beautiful spot by the river." These small words make a big difference in how natural and fluent your speech sounds. Talking about your feelings is also a key part of storytelling. Try using phrases like, "I was amazed by the view," "We were a little worried at first," or "That moment made me feel so relaxed." Emotions bring your story to life and make it more relatable. Use a mix of simple and rich adjectives like excited, tired, peaceful, thrilled, or surprised. These add color and depth to your speaking. Let's not forget the importance of sharing lessons learned. You can say things like, "I realized how important it is to plan ahead," or "This trip taught me to enjoy the small things." You might reflect with phrases such as, "If I had known, I would have packed warmer clothes," or "Next time, I'll remember to bring more snacks." Using phrases like realized, learned, or figured out helps you express personal insights clearly. A nice part of finishing a trip is sharing favorite moments. You might say, "The best part was watching the sunset," or "What I loved most was the silence in the forest." These reflections help you connect with others and build emotional vocabulary. You can also invite others to share by asking, "What was your favorite part?" or "Did anything surprise you?" At the end of your journey, you may want to recommend your experience. Say, "If you ever get the chance, take a drive through that national park," or "I really recommend that little cafe in the mountain town." These recommendation phrases are great for reviews, travel blogs, or just giving advice to friends. It's also a good moment to talk about what comes next. Use phrases like, "Now it's time to head home," "I'm looking forward to sleeping in my own bed," or "Back to work tomorrow." These simple expressions help you shift from the trip to everyday life in a natural way. Even after the road trip ends, your language learning continues. You can write about your journey in a journal, post pictures with English captions, or talk to friends about your experiences in English. These small habits keep your skills growing and make your memories even more meaningful. Travel gives you more than beautiful views and new places. It gives you real-world practice, confidence in speaking, and the joy of discovery.
And when you experience all that in English, your progress becomes part of the adventure.
Thank you for being a part of the English Podcast Zone.
So, are we all ready to go?
Yep, I think so. The car's packed, we have munchies and music, and the map's in the car.
Did you get the camera?
Got it. Did you fill up the tank?
Yep, it's all set.
You're sure we're not forgetting anything?
I'm sure. We've got all our bases covered.
Well, let's get going then. I love road trips. Do you think we can make a pit stop?
But we've only been on the road for 10 minutes.
I know, but I forgot to go to the bathroom before we left.
So that was a little more clear this time, wasn't it?
Yeah, you can definitely understand better about what we've been talking about.
Yep.
Okay, so now it's time to look at Fluency Builder. Erica, why don't you explain what Fluency Builder is?
In Fluency Builder, we give you some great, useful phrases to help you express your ideas clearly.
Okay, great. So let's look at Fluency Builder.
Fluency Builder.
All right, so we all know how to ask the question, are we ready to go?
That's right. You can say, can we go now?
Or you can say, are we ready to go?
Exactly. But there's another way that we can say this, and we heard it in our dialogue. So let's listen.
So, are we all ready to go? So, are we all ready to go?
Wow, that sounds really good. It sounds a lot more fluent.
Fluent, exactly.
Yeah. Okay, so another simple phrase that we all know how to say is, it is ready.
It is prepared.
It is ready.
Right.
So these examples are fine. They're right.
Yeah, they're correct English, no problem.
But there's another way to say this that we heard in the dialogue, and it sounds a lot more fluent.
Yep, it's all set. Yep, it's all set.
It's all set. That sounds much better.
Yes, and we're all set to listen to this dialogue for a third time, and this time it's going to be at its normal speed.
So, are we all ready to go?
Yep, I think so. The car's packed, we have munchies and music, and the map's in the car.
Did you get the camera?
Got it. Did you fill up the tank?
Yep, it's all set.
You're sure we're not forgetting anything?
I'm sure. We've got all our bases covered.
Well, let's get going then. I love road trips. Do you think we can make a pit stop?
But we've only been on the road for 10 minutes.
I know, but I forgot to go to the bathroom before we left.
So, Erica, you said you've been on a million road trips. What was that all about? Where have you been?
Okay, well, maybe not a million road trips, but many road trips. Every summer, I used to go on a road trip with my family, and we would drive many, many hours, probably 8 hours in one day, up to northern Canada.
Oh, wow, nice.
Yeah, and then we would go camping, and we would sleep outside, and we would have a campfire at night. It was great.
Ah, family road trip.
Yeah, but maybe 8 hours in a car is a little too long.
Well, yeah. Well, I've been on a different kind of road trip with some buddies of mine, some friends. We would drive to Las Vegas.
Really?
Yeah. So that's really fun. A bunch of crazy guys in a car going to Las Vegas and then just having fun and talking about everything. So that's a much different experience than a family road trip.
Maybe that sounds a little bit more fun.
Yeah, 8 hours in a car is not really that boring with all your friends. All right, folks, we're out of time for today, but be sure to visit our website at englishpod.com and leave all your questions and comments.
Okay, well, thanks for listening, and until next time, goodbye.
Bye. The English Pod Audio Review. Listen to the meaning, then say the vocabulary word. Prepared, ready to leave.
All ready to go.
Full. Everything is inside.
Packed.
Snacks. Food.
Munchies.
Put gas in the car.
Fill up the tank.
Ready.
All set.
Have everything ready.
Got all the bases covered.
Start. Leave. Depart.
Get going.
Long car trip.
Road trip.
Quick stop for food or gas.
Pit stop.
The luggage area of a car.
Trunk.
Person in a car, not the driver.
Passenger.
Highway.
Freeway.
A car you rent, a car you pay to borrow.
Rental car.
Fee paid for using the highway.
Highway toll.
Let's try that faster. Long car trip.
Road trip.
A car you rent, a car you pay to borrow.
Rental car.
Have everything ready.
Got all the bases covered.
Person in a car, not the driver.
Passenger.
Snacks. Food.
Munchies.
Quick stop for food or gas.
Pit stop.
Highway.
Freeway.
Start. Leave. Depart.
Get going.
Put gas in the car.
Fill up the tank.
Prepared. Ready to leave.
All ready to go.
Ready.
All set.
Full. Everything is inside.
Packed.
Fee paid for using the highway.
Highway toll.
The luggage area of a car.
Trunk.
Now say the word and hear it in a sentence.
Road trip. I don't like road trips. Road trip. Let's take a road trip to Las Vegas. Road trip. Do you want to take a road trip? Packed. My suitcase is packed, so we're ready to go. Packed. Did you pack the car? Packed. We can't leave yet. I didn't pack the car. Munchies. I'm starving. Do you have any munchies? Munchies. Let's get some munchies for the trip. Munchies. We don't have any munchies. Can we go to the store? Fill up the tank. Did you remember to fill up the tank? Fill up the tank. I can't fill up the tank. I only have $5. Fill up the tank. I filled up my tank on the way home from work. Pit stop. We need some gas. Can we make a pit stop? Pit stop. We're making a pit stop in an hour. We'll eat lunch then. Pit stop. I'm sorry I was late. I made a pit stop on the way home. We've got all our bases covered in case the hurricane hits. So I've got my keys, wallet, and passport. Looks like I have all my bases covered. This sounds like a great plan. You've got all the bases covered. Get going. We have a long trip today, so let's get going. Get going. What time do you want to get going in the morning? Get going. We didn't get going until lunchtime. All set. I've got everything ready, so I'm all set for the trip. All set. Are you all set to go to the airport? All set. We're all set. This is going to be a great trip. All ready to go. It's time to get in the car. We're all ready to go. All ready to go. It's time to leave. Are you all ready to go? All ready to go. Come on, I'm all ready to go to the airport.